Welcome to day 2 of counting down my top 10 worst dates of 2025. I went on 74 dates in 2025, and a lot of them are bad, but these are the worst. Yesterday we had our 10th worst date, so today we have our 9th. Yes, I can count. Today my drink of choice is a Bang energy drink. I'm going to an ugly Christmas sweater party brunch after this today. And I don't know, I was feeling low energy even though I got 12 hours of sleep last night. Let's go into our notes to see who we have today. Okay, number 9. What are we going to call him? Today we're going to be talking about my 9th worst date of 2025. I'm calling him Fetty Wap. We'll get to the name later, but I feel like I just figured out what Fetty Wap is like short for. Okay, this dude is once again a hinge man. Are we seeing a pattern here? I think in 2026, my New Year's resolution is going to be to not go on Hinge dates. Hinge just like breeds the worst men available, but then I meet people, like all my friends met their man through Hinge. And I'm like, are you guys just like settling or what? Because like the ones I'm seeing on there aren't good, but maybe all like the good ones got taken. So this guy is hot, my type to a T. I think he was like 6'5", blonde hair. I'm really into blondes. I wish he had on his profile that it said that he didn't drink, but usually you can tell if they ask you out for a coffee date. I'm like, okay, you don't drink, and I'm like, boo, tomato, 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 because if you don't drink, you're taking me to dinner. You should be confident and be able to talk enough to be like, yep, I'm gonna take you to dinner. If you're taking me on a coffee date, you're broke. You're broke. Like, you are broke. Yesterday, this is irrelevant, but yesterday I got asked on a coffee date in Park Slope, which is far from me. That's like, I don't even know, like 45 minutes from me. Because if I'm going on a coffee date, it's either going to be my second or third coffee of the day because I've already had my morning coffee. This Bang is getting me burpy, Jesus. Burp. On my second coffee, I have to be like active in doing something, or else if I'm sitting and just talking, I'm going to get anxious. My coffee I drink at home isn't super strong, and so a coffee shop coffee will get me like anxiety. Ooh, now remembering I need to take my anxiety meds because I forgot to take them yesterday. Whoops. Anyway, I'm going to be anxious at the Christmas party. So I'm not really down for a coffee date. That also means if we're going on a coffee date, like it has to be while it's still light out. Like I'm not having a coffee at night and the sun sets now at 4. So it's like I need to have like, it has to be like 2 p.m. And it's like, I got shit to do. Like I need to do my morning routine. I want to go to the gym. I want to shower. Like, I want to do all my things. Like, it's a weekend. Like, don't make me get out of bed on the weekend. Today, I sprung out of bed because I'm cat sitting, and I was like, let me squeeze that thing. It was purring so much. I loved it. Anyway, this guy is super my type. He asked me on a coffee date. I'm not sure if he drinks or not, but I'm just like, okay, let's go. Because when a guy is that hot on Hinge, you need to be careful. You need to, like, get a date going really quick because the hot guys are getting so much attention on Hinge. It disgusts me. I've been on, like, hot guys' Hinges before. Girls are just throwing themselves at them, which like I do that too. I'm like, is this when we kiss? That's one of my opening messages. If a guy's really hot, I'm like, is this when we kiss? And they always end up liking that one. So I'm like, exception to the rule, whatever. He's also in Brooklyn, I'm in Manhattan, and so I'm like, this would be easy for us just to like meet in the middle for a coffee. Quick vibe check. We end up getting coffee near Tompkins Square Park. We went to like Mud this place called Mud. And so I'm thinking coffee date. We're going to sit down and drink coffee. Also, I think you can sit down at Mud. I don't know. I've only ever like walked up to like the window thing. So he's standing outside. I love when a man's standing outside. I walk up. I'm like, oh my God, he's beautiful. And so then we walk up. We walk into the coffee shop and they're like, are you going to be here? Or are you going to leave? And he's like, no, we're leaving. Like, this is to go. And he proceeds to say his order. And then like doesn't initiate to like order mine. Like I like have to like blurt it in because my drink at a coffee shop is literally just a hot coffee with a little bit of cream. So my coffee order is usually like probably like $5 now with inflation. When I first started, it was like $3.75. It's like the subway fare going up. You guys heard about that? The subway fare is going up to $3 from $2.90. I'm like, that's just greedy. So I blurt out my order. We get our coffee. We start walking. We walk over to Tompkins Square Park because it's like the only really thing to do. And now I'm thinking, okay, we're going to sit on a bench. This guy is like, we walked probably 3 miles doing laps in Tompkins Square Park. And I just don't like going on a walking date because he said coffee date, which is different than a walking date. I feel like you would want to lead with walking date, being like, hey, let's go on a walking date. Because on a walking date, yeah, you're going to grab a coffee. Maybe you're going to like pop in somewhere for lunch. Like, I don't know. I don't go on these walking dates. I don't know what the fuck people are doing on them. Now all of a sudden I'm on a walking date. Like, and I'm walking with a hot coffee, and you know when you get like a hot coffee and it's coming out of like the top of the thing because it's too hot, and it's like, I'm like, I don't want to be doing this right now. I'm overstimulated. Walking dates are so fucking weird. And my date is hot. Like, I want to be looking at him. I want to be like, I'm really big into eye contact on dates, and I want to be like, hey, like, I want to be like eye flirting, you know? We're walking, and the conversation obviously is boring because we're walking. It's a walking date. You can't get deep. You can't get deep. So we talk about like, what do you do? Blah, 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 blah. And he tells me he's a carpenter, like, vibe. Like, he renovates houses, like renovates like brownstones in the city, which I'm like, that's hot. Not enough men know how to mount a TV, let alone replace a wood floor. I need a handyman in my house because it's like, one day I'm like, I want a checkered floor. Baby, make me a checkered floor. Because if I have to hire another man to do that, my head's gonna be turned. My head's gonna be turned for the man that's my age in my kitchen. Like, I'm gonna hire hot workers. When I hire a TaskRabbit, I look for the hottest guy I can find. Last time I tried to do that, when I got my TV in my bedroom mounted, I looked on TaskRabbit for so long trying to find the hottest guy. The man shows up and I'm like, I got catfished. He didn't even speak English. I was like, I feel so catfished right now. He was not as cute, but it was for the best. So then when I got my AC unit put in, I didn't really care about looks. I didn't discriminate based on looks. I just went for the cheapest guy, and he did a really good job. Because the guy that mounted my TV did an awful job too. And so I was like, you're ugly and you did a bad job. He put extra holes in my walls. I like that he's like handy dandy, like cutesy pootsy. Like, I like that. Like, I like that he builds things, renovates things. I also think that's super cool that he's been in so many like expensive homes in New York City. And he's like, yeah, like, I have a good idea of what I want my home to look like. And I was like, that's so sick. You'll be able to renovate your own house. And he's like, yeah, because that is something I really want to do, is like renovate houses or something. Like, I feel like that's gonna keep me busy in my older age. Like, I want to be like an Airbnb host or some shit. I don't even know. Maybe I'll just be a podcaster. Is this a podcast? Is this feeling like a podcast with my mic? I'm obsessed with my microphone. Yeah. We're walking and I immediately mentioned, because there's so many benches in Tompkins Square, I'm like, yeah, we should definitely like sit on a bench at some point. He's like, yeah, sure. And we just like keep walking. He's also 6'5", so he's walking really fast. Like, I'm tall, but I'm like just not trying to break a sweat right now. It's hot because the weather, it was like fall. It was like warm fall, because I'm also not trying to move that much because it's so humid in New York, and I'm a big sweater and I sweat first on my forehead, and it's something that's embarrassing for me. It's something that I don't know how to fix, whatever. So I'm starting to break a sweat. I'm like, all right, let's sit down. And he immediately is like, can I smoke a cigarette? And I'm like, that is super weird performative of you right now. He said that he was from LA, and so I was like, okay, this makes sense. Like, this is so performative right now, because it was also like noon. It was like noon on a Saturday or something. Like, there's no, like, a cigarette late at night, maybe. Like, I just don't want to smell like cigs. Like, I'm down for like a drunk cig, but like sober during the day, coffee and a cigarette, I'm gonna be anxious. Oh my God. But that was the other red flag. He didn't even offer me a hit. So he's like performative male, like smoking this cigarette, like literally like blowing in my face. I'm like, this is disgusting right now. But he's hot and he's doing it in a performative way. It's really hard to have a good conversation where you bounce off of each other when you're walking, because we're walking next to each other. I'm not looking at you. I don't know like how you're saying things. So finally, when we're sitting on the bench, our conversation finally starts flowing on the bench, and he opens up to me. Because I have to address the elephant in the room. I'm like, why'd you take me on a coffee date? I'm very blunt with men, especially when I'm with them in person. And I'm like annoyed. I do it in a joking way, but it's like how I get what I want. And see if they can take it too. If they can't take it, I don't want to be with them. Babe, you've barely touched your bang. The water level of this bang energy is still at like the cap. What? Anyway. So we sit down. I'm like, oh yeah, you're sober. But it's like, oh, because this actually came out when he started smoking the cig. He's like, yeah, it's the one vice I let myself have. And I said, ooh, this is a good opportunity. Now look at me and this opportunity. Anyone know that from like the Annie? Favorite meme ever. So I say, oh, so do you not drink? Like, I was wondering why you took me out on a coffee date. See how smooth I did that, ladies? See how smooth I did that? I did that. Yeah, no, I don't let myself do anything. And I'm like, anything? I'm like, so you're doing other things? Like, you were doing other things? Because, like, okay, yeah, maybe no alcohol and no weed. That makes sense. That's a bummer because I'm a gardener too. So that's kind of a deal breaker for me. No drinking I can do. I've actually like dated. I was in like a deep situationship with a dude that didn't drink, but we would like garden together. It's like I need that like silly, goofy, like out of this universe time. Like I'm not gonna marry a man that never gets silly, goofy like that in like a substance way. I don't fucking know. And so I'm like, oh yeah, like, oh, so you don't like do weed either? And he was like, no, like, yeah, like the hard stuff too. Like I was addicted to pills for a while. I'm like, oh. And I was like, when? And he was like, in like high school. And I'm like, that's just like so LA. One of my best friends, she grew up in LA. And I mean, she never, but she was doing crazy things in high school that like, she was doing crazy things in middle school. Like the stories she has are iconic. And she grew up in LA. And it's like, she just moved to LA. Like, it's crazy. LA kids are bred different. The second he tells me that he was addicted to pills, it's over. Like, I'm sorry. I'm all about a recovery. Like, I love like Elton John. Rocket Man is like my favorite movie, and that's all about a recovery. Like, go Elton, go. But like, Elton's gay. He's like one of the girls. Like, he's a diva. And like, this guy, like, if he were to relapse, like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. And if you're with someone that's an addict, that's always a risk. And that is just personally a risk I do not want to take. Similar to how I really don't ever want to go surfing because I might get bit by a shark. Like if you see me surfing, you know that there is a hot man at the other side of the surfboard being the surf instructor that like I am in love with. Because nothing like a trauma bond. Like if a shark bit me and I'm with a hot man, yeah, that's my husband. Hello. Now I want to go to a surfing class with a hot man. I'm thinking about going to like San Diego and I want to change my location to San Diego on Hinge and find a hot man to go on a date with in San Diego on the beach. I'm manifesting that for 2026. I think in 2026 my New Year's resolution is going to be to not go on Hinge dates. I'm going to do that in 2026 for sure. So stay tuned. It might be my worst date. So I was like, what kind of pills? And he was saying like Xan, Fet. I'm abbreviating these things and I'm not sure if I can say them, but that's why I'm calling him Fetty Wap because that was like his big one. He was like really into that. And I'm wondering, is Fetty Wap short for like the drug wop? I'm like, whatever, but he's like so hot. So I was kind of like low-key down to go on like another date with him, but it wasn't going to go anywhere because like he didn't drink. So we were only ever going to go on these coffee chats. And I'm like, how does this dude date? And I wish I was like a little bit more confident in that situation because my new rule is that on my dates, I need to start asking men what are they looking for because I think I want a man's. Breaking news. I think everyone does. I mean, you're dating. Girl, breaking news. Therapist told me that I need to start asking them what their intentions are, what they're looking for on the first date, like super casually, but like just asking so you know. I wish I asked him that because it's like, how do you date as a guy that's only going on coffee dates and walking 3 miles around Tompkins Square Park and then breaking the news that you were a former addict over a cigarette? I don't know, like I just couldn't imagine like living that story again, and I didn't really want to. But we said our goodbyes shortly after. I was like, all right, I gotta go. But I was like, oh, he was just so hot. Like I would almost like want it to be like a booty call situation. Like, but it's like he doesn't drink. Anyway, so we leave that date and then he kind of like never texts me again, which I was kind of surprised by. I mean, I didn't text him, but he didn't text me. It was just one of those. But I thought like I handled the addict card being dealt pretty well. I think I just wasn't LA cool enough. Very Midwest vibes. I'm very nice. I'm very chatty. I'm very bubbly. And I'm not performative. And I think he wanted a performative woman. That's why he lives in Brooklyn. All the Brooklyn people are pretty performative, I would say. That was bad date number 9. I haven't been on a date with a drug addict before. Like the date wasn't insanely bad, but it was a walking date. So already it was ranked low from the start. I probably went on, that was the only walking date I went on this year. And I don't even think I went on a coffee date this year. I think that was my one coffee date and one walking date this year. I'm a very big, like drinks or dinner girly. I can do like at the end of this series, I might go through all my stats, like do a stat breakdown and maybe do like a PowerPoint presentation. I can like put it right here of like how many first dates, second dates, third dates, situationships, dinners, drinks, because I've written down a little description of each. So I remember all of them. Except for the ones that are like not memorable. But stay tuned. I'm posting my 8th worst date of 2025 tomorrow, and it's gonna be meta glasses. Hope you guys are enjoying these mini podcast episodes. I had so many people say that they wanted me to do a podcast last year. I can't edit a TikTok that's more than 10 minutes because my phone will explode. So this is the best of both worlds, and I get to use my mic. Yeah, I'm like Hannah Montana. Now I'm going to an ugly sweater brunch. Well, bang, cheers.